On a rainy Friday evening in the heart of the city, Nathan adjusted his worn jacket in front of the cafe window. His reflection told a story of a man weathered by life, mid-30s, eyes carrying both the weight of sleepless nights and the warmth of someone who had loved deeply. He was a single dad, not by choice but by circumstance, and every decision he made was tethered to the little girl waiting for him at home with her grandmother. Tonight wasn't about him, really. It was about trying again, about showing his daughter that he hadn't given up on love, even when life had tried to convince him otherwise. Inside the cafe, Emma Carmichael tapped her manicured nails against the table. The CEO of one of the fastest growing marketing firms in the country, she had little patience for anything that wasn't sharp, efficient, or profitable. This blind date, arranged reluctantly by her best friend, already felt like a waste of time. She had been promised someone humble, hardworking, and kind, but to Emma, those words sounded more like ordinary, struggling, and uninspiring. She wasn't here for charity. She was here because her friend wouldn't stop pestering her. When Nathan finally stepped in, brushing off the drizzle from his hair, Emma glanced up, and almost instantly her polished smile stiffened. He didn't wear a designer suit. His shoes weren't freshly shined. His shirt bore the faintest crease, evidence of a man who'd ironed it himself between making dinner and helping with homework. "You must be Emma," Nathan said warmly, pulling out the chair across from her. His voice carried no pretense, only a sincerity that felt almost disarming. Emma forced a polite smile. "Yes, you're Nathan, I suppose." The small talk began. He spoke about his daughter, about how she loved drawing rainbows on the back of grocery receipts when paper ran out. He laughed at his own clumsy attempts at baking birthday cakes. Emma listened, but her thoughts swirled elsewhere. A single dad, that wasn't what she envisioned. She wanted someone who could match her pace, her ambition, her world of boardrooms and skyscrapers. At one point, she even let slip a chuckle. Not the kind that comes from joy, but the kind that slices. "So, you're raising a child and still trying to make time for this." Her words landed like a quiet insult. Nathan didn't flinch. He met her eyes with a calmness that unsettled her. "Yes," he said simply, "because family teaches you more about love, resilience, and patience than any corner office ever could." The evening might have ended awkwardly there, with Emma brushing it off as a failed attempt and Nathan returning home to kiss his daughter goodnight. But fate had other plans. As they left the cafe, the storm outside had intensified. The streets glistened and the rush of late night traffic made the air heavy with noise. Emma's driver was late, and she grew increasingly impatient. Nathan, ever the gentleman, offered to walk her a block under his umbrella. They had barely taken a few steps when a commotion erupted across the street. A car spun out of control on the slick pavement, slamming into a pole. Smoke hissed from the hood. Screams filled the night. Without hesitation, Nathan handed Emma the umbrella and dashed across the street. Emma froze, heels glued to the ground, eyes wide as she watched this man she had just dismissed throw himself into chaos. He pulled open the car door where a woman was trapped, her seatbelt jammed, smoke thickening around her. With quick, precise movements, ones that spoke of training she couldn't place, Nathan freed her, carried her out, and shielded her from the sparks that erupted moments later when the engine caught fire. Emma's heart thundered. She had seen bravery in boardrooms, courage in financial risks, but never this. Never raw humanity in motion. When Nathan returned, his arms dusted with ash, his shirt torn at the sleeve, he looked at her almost apologetically. "Sorry," he said softly, as though he had simply spilled coffee and not just saved a stranger's life. Emma couldn't find words. She just stared at him, this single dad she had mocked for being ordinary. But in that moment, he wasn't ordinary. He was extraordinary. Later, when paramedics arrived and the chaos calmed, Emma finally asked the question that had been burning in her mind. "How? How did you know what to do?" Nathan hesitated before answering. "I used to be a paramedic, before life shifted, my daughter needed me more than the job did. His voice held no bitterness, only quiet acceptance. Something cracked open in Emma that night. All her walls built of ambition and pride, all her judgments shaped by wealth and status, they crumbled in the face of the truth standing before her. This wasn't just a single dad. This was a man who carried skills that saved lives. A man who gave up his career to raise his daughter with love. A man who had more strength than anyone she had ever sat across from in a boardroom. As the rain eased and the city lights shimmered on the wet pavement, Emma found herself smiling. Not the forced, polished smile she wore in meetings, but a genuine, unguarded one. For the first time in years, she felt something shift inside her. And Nathan, with his steady gaze and quiet presence, simply said, "Sometimes the things we mock are the very things we end up needing the most."